On the north shore of the Sai Kung Peninsula, there's a marine park, Hoi Ha Wan, right beside a village that's encircled by country park. Nearby is another village, Pak Sha O. Though still tranquil, both are threatened by development. There are people trying to save them, including Dave and Nicola Newbery, who recently took a group of visitors around, including conservationist Sharon Kwok.
The marine park was set up to do two things, to conserve the marine life and to provide recreation.
How many types of corals do they have here? Has anyone done...
64. And also the diversity of coral here is greater than anywhere else on the Chinese coast.
Hoi Ha used to have 4 lime kilns which fell down, and the Antiquities and Monuments Office rebuilt 2 of them in the 1980s, and here they are. And what the villagers used to do, they'd go out into the bay, hack off lumps of coral, bring it back and burn it and produce lime, which would be used for agriculture and in the building industry.
Mangroves are also among the wealth of biodiversity that encouraged WF Hong Kong to establish the Hoi Ha Wan Marine Life Centre. A historic boulder trail passes through a feng shui wood. Small but beautiful beaches are among other attractions that draw visitors to Hoi Ha. Facilities aren't always great though. This path to one of the beaches is oddly neglected and crumbling in places. It seems there are no plans to fix it, but maybe a new building, perhaps with air conditioning, will be built in a popular barbecue site. Go figure. Nor is there ideal ecotourism. Sometimes coaches disgorge hordes of visitors who dash through the village and then dash back again.
We get several hundreds, possibly thousands at weekends. People come here to bathe on the beaches, and of course we've got kayaking. You'll see a lot of kayaks and boats there. And then families come to swim here, and then of course it's a popular snorkeling place. And of course also we get a lot of scuba divers here as well. So there's a whole range of recreational activities which are done out here. And again, unless some assessment is made of the threat, then we're potentially going to destroy all of that. Up to now there haven't been a lot of big changes to the village. That's why this present scheme is going to be such make such a massive difference to this.
Well, the area that you're talking about really is, what would it be?
Well, it's tripling the size of the village.
So it'd be right here?
Yes, it's the entire area here from the right-hand side, just of these mangroves, all of that hillside is basically going to disappear and be covered with building.
Well, I walked through it with you, and I saw a lot of different species of plant life and insects and birds.
Yes.
This is all listed, I assume?
Not by AFCD, it's not. No.
You're kidding me?
No, AFCD's official list has got 1 species of bird, whereas we know there's well over 100. They've got, I think, 7 species of butterfly, and we know there's nearly 200.
Yes.
They don't list any moths, and we know there's well over 300 of those. So, no, their lists are...
Well, just walking over here, I saw...
I know. That's one of the problems.
Office-bound officials also use outdated maps. According to them, Dave Newbery should be in a field here.
Here we've got where they've resurveyed the beach line, but even this is incorrect because the actual beach line comes up here this way, which you can see if you look up there. The beach actually comes up right within about 10 metres of the old village, which is this area here. So all of this map is completely misleading. This is no longer fields, and this isn't the extent of the high tide mark or the beach. The boundary of the marine park is meant to follow the beach, in which case it should be going right inland like that, up to 50 or 60 houses.
Dave Newbery also tells of fears that the town planning board may approve village zoning, which could allow at least 60 houses to be built on the valley side, just above the main stream into Hoi Ha. Each will have a septic tank for simple sewage treatment, which means that diluted sewage and other pollutants could flow into the bay. This would pollute the main stream, which currently looks pristine, and could have serious adverse impacts on the bay. Plus, the scenery will be changed forever.
No, something's got to be
But
done.
anybody who says that landscape is degraded and not worth preserving doesn't look
Yeah,
at it
but-
quite from the same eyes as I am.
I think the problem is it's so easy to lose something like this.
Yes.
But it takes a long time,
But you'll
if
never-
any possibility
get
for it to
back.
come.
No.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the threat to the marine park. The extinction is forever. You kill the corals here, that's it.
And we've already done so much to damage all
Yes.
these oceans. It's
Yes.
really got to be left alone.
We
so it can
should
recover.
be taking very good care of what little we've got left. But no.
In a valley upstream of Hoi Ha Wan is Pak Sha O, Hong Kong's finest hacker village.
How long has this village been here?
About 100 years, in that they moved inland when there was a threat of pirates about 100 years ago and relocated here. So it's one of the few intact Hakka villages around with a completely unified architectural style. We're not quite sure whether that's an actual watchtower or whether it's just a
Right.
pretend watchtower, but it's got a proper walled village, and all the houses here are just 1.5 stories high in the Hakka tradition. But it'd be under threat by people who'd like to demolish the whole lot and replace it with up to 200 houses.
It's incredible in here. It feels. I can't believe Hong Kong has a place like this. Really, I've never been here, and it's almost like a cross between something Chinese and European. You feel like little cottages, you
Yes,
know,
exactly.
lovely gardens here. Someone spent a lot of time, many not hours but months,
Yes,
just to sort
years
this garden
actually.
out. Yeah. Oh yes.
With proper restoration, a bit of money put in, this could be made a fantastic place for tourism and to work.
Probably not even a whole lot of money.
No, not a whole lot of money, and it's a real cultural gem that Hong Kong should be preserving, and architecturally it's important because it's a unified style. Just as a single modern house will be out of place here. But the threat is to demolish it all and replace it with modern buildings, because that way would earn more money, and it purely comes down to avarice, and they're talking about up to 200 houses here.
Until 2012 there was a fine wetland at Pak Sha O, but it's been destroyed. There is farming, but the land is owned by a developer who probably views this as a prelude to development. And never mind the wealth of wildlife here, the dragonflies, the butterflies, the porcupines, the leopard cats and other animals that make this area their home. And never mind the stream that flows towards Hoi Ha Wan, polluted with fertiliser and pesticide, soon to be sullied by sewage and sediment. And who cares of history or heritage? A tablet records the Ho clan, founders of the village. A church was built before the British administered the new territories. Happily, some people do care, like Dave Newbery.
At the moment, Hong Kong doesn't have a mechanism by which the entire village can be brought
Right.
in.
And notice the artwork on the walls.
Yep, yes.
Just don't see that sort of thing
No,
anymore.
but unfortunately it hasn't got a monetary value, therefore it has no value.
It has a lot of cultural value,
It does,
actually.
it does.
Well, people just need to know about it.
I think they do. And people of Hong Kong need to know about it, because it's part of Hong Kong's cultural heritage, and it's no good expats like me telling, it doesn't bring the same. It's up to the people of Hong Kong to fight for a place like this.
Right.